personally devastated by the loss of someone who has meant so much to me.
Houston's death on the eve of the Grammy Awards sent shockwaves through the music industry, with many stars expressing surprise and sadness. Legendary singer Gladys Knight said her voice was something very special and unique.
That voice, I don't care how people tried to emulate it, there was something in that voice that touched you deeper than anybody that was emulating her.
Ben Vereen wants to celebrate her life and not mourn her death.
It's a celebration of our art, yet still we're celebrating the passing of someone who gave us so much. And as I say to everyone here, let's celebrate the life.
Producer L.A. Reid says Houston's music will impact performers for years to come.
Welcome back to AB Conversation. AB Conversation. AB Conversation. AB Conversation. Anthony Carlo. Benzino the hero. AB Conversation. Welcome back.
Yeah, man, we back here. AB Conversation live and direct. WICR Studios, low level of Penta. Benzino the hero talking right now. Anthony Carl is laughing.
Oh, that was. I just have to be honest. That one gets me that one gets me. That was a good one.
Thank you.
That was Benzino, if you didn't know, singing.
It was a little rendition of a song called OG Bobby Johnson. If you listen to that song, can't play it on the air because of bad words.
Which we've gotten in trouble. Well, not us particularly, but
we had to lock things down.
Yeah, but
that was a little rendition.
That was funny. That was.
Thank you.
That was probably my laugh for the day. That was, you're supposed to laugh every day?
Yes.
You're supposed to laugh. It makes you
I make people laugh.
Enjoy life better. Benzino's a very comedic character. You're a character. You're very comedic.
Not on purpose. It's just the natural way of the structure of the nature of the world.
What?
It's just it's a way of life.
I'll pretend that I understood what that meant.
Yes.
We have some breaking news that we saved for the climax of our show to lead into our championship discussion, NCAA, and that is that Steve Masiello has gotten a second chance. As the Bible normally says, you can get a second chance as long as you're sorry. And Steve Masiello, I guess he's sorry. He made a statement that he's humbled to have, a chance back. But the Manhattan College Jaspers have decided to reinstate head coach Steve Masiello, as Benzino shakes his head because I know he's going to go on a rant in about a moment, to become head coach again after he graduates from Kentucky. So all he has to do is get 10 credits, and he will be back at Manhattan as a coach.
First of all, Steve Masiello left Manhattan, left the Jaspers to go coach Florida State?
South Florida.
UCF.
UCF, yeah.
UCF. And on the application, Steve Masiello said, I graduated from Kentucky. So UCF did a background check.
That is true.
And said, wait a minute. Steve Masiello never graduated from Kentucky.
Yeah.
So his $1 million 5-year deal per year, he would get $1 million for 5 years, was voided, and now he can't coach for UCF.
Yeah.
So now the discussion was, would the Manhattan Jaspers take Steve Masiello back? In which they did after he graduates from Kentucky.
So
how long will it take him to graduate?
Probably a couple of months.
Couple months.
So what do you now, this is the statement that was released after an extensive review of the situation and extenuating circumstances. We determined that Mr. Masiello executed poor judgment but did not intentionally misrepresent himself in applying to the college. After participating in graduation ceremonies at the University of Kentucky, he enrolled in summer courses with the intention of completing his degree, but never followed through to make sure that degree was awarded. Manhattan President Brennan O'Donnell said this in a statement released today. So basically, Steve Masiello did not intentionally not graduate. So basically there was no intentional wrongdoing. He meant to graduate, but he just didn't. To me, that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, Anthony.
How could you say you're going to graduate and then you just don't go to the classes? Isn't that intentional?
If you're graduating, at the end of the graduation you receive a paper And that paper is a diploma.
Yes.
If you don't have the diploma, then you didn't graduate.
He enrolled in summer courses with the intention of completing his degree, but never followed through to make sure that the degree was awarded. So
That doesn't make sense.
that means he did not do what it took to receive that paper.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's confusing to me. He enrolled in summer courses with the intention of completing his degree, but never followed through to make sure the degree was awarded. The next part was, we appreciate the counsel of all involved in assessing this complex situation. Our policy was always that the coach must have at least a 4-year undergraduate degree. We are confident that Mr. Masiello will be able to complete his degree in the summer and return soon thereafter. Now, Masiello made a comment.
Okay.
His comment was, I am extremely grateful and humbled by the opportunity to continue as head men's basketball coach at Manhattan College. Masiello said in the statement, I made a mistake that could have cost me my job at an institution I love. Details matter. So Masiello exemplified poor judgment and did not follow through to make sure the degree was completed. So I guess what they're saying is that he thought he had done what it took to complete the degree. He didn't think that the details of actually following through with his remaining classes mattered to receive that paper degree.
So how did he get the job in Manhattan?
I guess the background check wasn't good enough, or
Yeeks.
It took this long not to get the details emerge like this. But I want to know from you, as an athlete on the Manhattan Jaspers basketball team, do you accept him back wholeheartedly? Or as a member of the 6th Borough, do you accept him, the 6th Borough being the Manhattan Jasper fans,
Yes.
do you accept him back wholeheartedly?
No, not at all. You left us. If I'm a Manhattan Jasper on the roster,
Which he's not. I'm clarifying. I'm saying if Ben is, but he's not.
yeah. So if I was a player on the Manhattan Jaspers and my head coach leaves, and then he comes back, he had intention of leaving. He didn't want to be here anymore. He said, "You guys helped me. I appreciate that, but it's time for me to move on." But once you move on, you can't come back and think everything's cool. No, you're gonna get looks. You're gonna get heckled. If I was the 6th Borough, he's gonna get heckled.
His statement said, made a mistake that I have cost me my job at an institution I love. Obviously, Steve Masiello made the choice that for most college coaches they need to make. When they do so good at something at their trade, they move up. That's how it happens in college basketball. However, the way he praised Manhattan, said Manhattan was his home, said he loved Manhattan, and said that he would never leave, almost directly before he accepted the contract to go to USF. That makes you wonder if the guy was acting a bit two-faced.
Yes.
You can't blame him completely for moving on. It was in the manner he treated Manhattan, the way he would never leave, the way it was his home, that probably would make it difficult for all the Manhattan community to accept him back wholeheartedly.
Yes.
I think they will. I think that everything will be fine with them. Do I think this looks bad for Manhattan to take him back?
Yes.
I
do.
You do?
That's my opinion. So what's yours?
I think that I think that necessarily it doesn't make them look like a tarnished school by taking back Masiello, but I definitely don't think it was the best decision for them to do.
Yes.
I mean, the guy left number one, but he left with some
leading his team to the MAC title.
Yeah, and he left with some events that unfolded afterwards that proved that he wasn't the most honest guy.
Yes.
And that to take him back probably would leave Manhattan in a questionable state to many people.
Well, that's Manhattan news.
Exactly.
Now, that's your pre-dance. The pre-songs, whatever.
Yes.
Now we got to talk about the big dance.
We'll talk about the big dance.
The big dance.
And in the big dance, in the championship, ready to cut down the nets tonight.
We have a duet. If we're staying in dance mode,
that's true.
We have a duet.
We have a duet. And those teams are the UConn Huskies,
the 7th seed,
led by young head coach Kevin Ali,
Kevin Ollie.
And he'll be pitted up against the Kentucky Wildcats.
The 8 seed Wildcats.
Led by John Calipari.
Yes.
Now, your prediction, my good sir, on who will win tonight's contest.
2 underdog matchups, you could say. Even though the seeding-wise, it would say underdog matchup. This is the highest seeding total, an 8 seed going up against a 7 seed, highest seeding total in a division, in the college championship game. So you would say underdog with that. But the way these teams have been playing, they're not really underdogs. Kevin Ollie, coming off a sanction year last year at UConn, he could not be in the tournament. Kevin Ollie this year, he has his team rolling into the big dance. Now, John Calipari's team and the UConn Huskies. John Calipari's team and the Kentucky Wildcats, The Kentucky Wildcats were rated #1 overall preseason poll. They were the #1 team in the country, 6 All-Americans on the team. But during the year, they had their struggles. But when the dance came around, when the madness came around, they got their way through the madness, and now they're in the dance.
I couldn't have said it any better. They were picked they were looked at as an extremely talented team, couldn't play together at certain points in the season. All of a sudden, they put things together at the right time, and boom, here we are. Now, my answer, I have not gotten from you. Who is your prediction of winning this game?
Let's see. We have to keep a little suspense.
Okay, fine.
Can I tell you how
Go ahead.
these two teams got
Be
to the
my
big
guest.
dance? Okay, Kentucky's road to the dance went through the 9th seed Kansas State, followed by Wichita State, the #1 seed. Then Louisville, 4th seed, followed by #2 seed Michigan, and Wisconsin in the Final Four.
Correct.
UConn's road to the dance was through St. Joe's, Villanova, a 2 seed, Iowa State, a 3 seed, Michigan State, a 4 seed, but seeding-wise, they weren't really a 4 seed. They were a hard team. And
the favorite to win it all, Michigan State was.
And another favorite to win it all they knocked off in the Final Four was #1 overall seed Florida.
It's been an upset year for the opponents going up against UConn. I'll tell you that much. UConn has been pretty much as much of an upsetter as you can look at. I mean, they took down a couple, as you said, favorites to win the whole thing.
Yes.
And you know what? You can't look. Kevin Ollie has done an amazing job with this team. Shabazz Napier has done an amazing job, carrying this team through much of the time.
Yes.
But they've gotten contributions from everybody.
Boatwright,
DeAndre Daniels, Niels Giffey. I mean, everybody has been stellar for them of late, and they took down the Gators, who, UConn was down early on.
Yes.
The Gators had taken a large lead, and UConn fought their way back and then took a lead and never looked back.
They were nitty-gritty when they were playing 2 undersized guards in Shabazz Napier and Boatwright. Ryan Boatwright?
Yes.
And Ryan Boatwright. They played into Florida guard play, and they forced turnovers. Now, DeAndre Daniels did have a breakout game, 20 points, 10 rebounds. So with the guards playing like that, Shabazz Napier, Boatwright acting like pests, they're going to get to them, force turnovers, and that's what they did, and that's why they beat Florida.
So do you think they have the ability to do that against Kentucky?
Well, if we're talking about the guard play, Andrew and Aaron Harrison are bigger guards.
They are slower.
And they are slower. So with the nitty-gritty defense of Boatwright and Napier, will they force turnovers? Probably, but
right.
With a bigger player in Andrew and Aaron Harrison, they might outmuscle them.
You're looking at a quick, pesky team with UConn who can force the ball to be turned over, as you said. And with Kentucky, you're looking at a team that's much more athletic, bigger, stronger. They crash the boards like crazy, and they get offensive rebounds like crazy. And that, for me, is going to be a key in why I'm picking Kentucky to win in the championship tonight, is the fact that if they pound the paint and if they rebound offensively like they have been all year, which UConn is a average rebounding team, they will be able to use their much better, just straightforward, on paper, they're more talented.
Yes.
More NBA talent than UConn. With that, if they can do what they have been doing all year long, getting offensive rebounds, second chance points, I see there's no way that, unfortunately, the dream run for UConn is going to end tonight against the 5 freshmen that John Calipari has led to the championship. Remember the Fab Five?
Yeah.
Well, this is pretty damn good. They're pretty damn good as well.
They're very good.
They play with composure. They play, even though they're all freshmen, they play with composure. And, of course, Julius Randle in the mix of it all.
Yes.
The big man, the athleticism, and I feel like they're going to pull it out.
Well, Anthony picking Kentucky. Anthony picked Kentucky, a very good pick because the big man, Anthony, said Julius Randle, but they can throw Dakari Johnson out there. Dakari Johnson held Frank Kaminsky. He had a
very big man.
Yes. He held Frank Kaminsky to 8 points. He did his thing solidly on defense. Plus, Alex Pointer is coming off the bench, and Marcus Lee, another big man coming off the bench to Kentucky, so they can look to pound it in. But the key factor for me in the whole entire game is James Young. In my opinion, James Young is the best NBA prospect on the team. He'll have a nice NBA career over Julius Randle, over Harrison.
Really?
I like James Young.
That's
A
interesting.
nice shooter on the team. And with shooting, he can shoot the lights out. But with Kentucky to get the win, they do have to pound the paint. With not that many big men in UConn's favor, Randall, Dakari Johnson, and Marcus Lee for Kentucky will be out-rebounding UConn. I still didn't get my pick yet because UConn has Shabazz Napier, the leader of the team.
So do you know who you're picking, or are you?
I know who I'm picking.
I'll tell you one thing. Not many people know at this point, after all the upsets, who they're picking. I'll tell you that much.
Well, will it be a close game? I think so.
I think it will be.
Because Kentucky's been playing very close game. Wichita State down to the wire.
They've been drawing it down, and usually one of the Harrisons usually win it all on a 45-footer.
Aaron Harrison, last game against Wisconsin, 5.7 seconds. He knocks down the big shot, and they're in the big dance.
That is true.
So, Anthony, I still have to give a pick.
You still have to give a pick.
All right.
Here we go. Everybody, keep your ears open for Benzino's pick.
All right. I'm going with the Kentucky Wildcats.
Okay, so we have similar
what's the
picks.
score? Let me get a score out there.
Fine.
All right. The Kentucky Wildcats will defeat the UConn Huskies with the final score being 67-63.
60. Wow, low scoring game. Well, for college that's about normal. 67-63. Benzino the hero, and I'm going with the Kentucky Wildcats. I'm going to go, we said 67-63?
Yes.
I'll go 71-67.
Okay.
71-67. And, I think that it's fair to say that that's an accurate prediction.
Yes.
I'm going with Kentucky. I think that the Dream Road is going to, the trip that UConn has been put together has been amazing.
Yes.
But I think the more talented team is going to come out on top.
On next week's episode
What is that?
It's about that time?
No. What is that?
Am I about to get cut off again?
No, this is not the Oscar music. What is that?
It's a song?
Have you ever heard this song?
Most likely no.
Have you ever heard Benny and the Jets?
Oh, this Elton John?
Elton John.
All right.
And I'm playing this for you. Benny and the Jets.
Oh, Anthony. Wow, Anthony.
Here we go.
Zeno and the
This is for Benzino. I am playing the song. I have no reason why. I just felt like tributing.
Thank you.
Benny's. Has anybody called you Benny before?
Yeah.
Do you like Benny?
My family, my cousins be calling me that.
Do you enjoy being called that or no?
I'm not going to say that because they watch the show.
Oh, they're watching right now?
Oh, no, not right now.
Okay.
So
All right, here, wait for it.
I don't mind.
You can go on and keep talking.
All right, I'm going on keep talking. On next week's episode of AB Conversation, we will be covering the title game, the National...
Benny and the Jets.
Oh, man, Anthony. Oh, man. It's hard for me to talk. But, next week on AB Conversation, we will be covering the title game, give you a recap of what happened, NBA news, MLB news, and whatever's popping in the sports world, because this is AB Sports Conversation. I have to give my shout-outs in. Shout-outs to my guys, Carlos F.G., Yuli, Franklin, Nick, Freddie, Josh, Gunner, Big Mike, Rob Jiggity, Kraft, Will, Alex, Gameplan, Max, Chris, Joe Osler, Say, A-Run, Sedan. Sedan's actually a student of Kentucky, so he's rooting for Kentucky.
Oh, nice.
He's been annoying all the people that are shouted out, so Sedan, hope Kentucky wins, but stop talking about them if they lose, because you will get violated. Say, A-Run, Steven, Dakari, Robert Meany, Chris Lifeguard. And yeah, my boy Steven's birthday is on Tuesday, so shout out to the homie. And that's the AB conversation for this week. Anthony, do you have anything else to say on the matter?
I think I'm good.
All right.
Maybe for one more betting the Jets, but I think I'm good right now.
All righty.
I appreciate your time, Ben, with me. I appreciate everybody's time
Anthony.
here joining us.
At Monday, 6:15.
Enjoy next Monday, 6:15, after you enjoy the championship tonight.
Yes.
And
we will be back.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, next week. We will be back.
Benny and the Jets.
We will be back, yo.